Bringing you upstage. I'm going to bring you upstage, and we miss your great sister, and we love you, and thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. President, you ready?
I'm going to be very careful with this.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
These seats weren't designed for me, exactly.
All right, Mr. President, our first question comes from Allie. She was one of the residents here in North Carolina that was directly impacted by the hurricane, and it destroyed her community. Allie, where are you at? Good evening, President Trump. My name is Allie, and I'm from the foothills of North Carolina. Our entire community has been decimated. Thank you, President Trump, for visiting the disaster sites to bring attention and donating millions in relief. This week, we have learned that not only did 13,000 murderers illegally cross our border, but FEMA is out of money because they have been providing $9,000 to every illegal. Enough is enough. We must put Americans first. How soon will you start deporting the murderers?
So, let me just tell you, you're right about that. It's 13,099 to be exact. And murderers, many of these people murdered more than one person. One did 7. These are not people we want in our country. So this was, I guess, released by somebody that loves us. Maybe in Border Patrol. We don't know exactly where the numbers, but these are certified numbers. And you had 16,000 drug traffickers. You had numbers that nobody's ever seen. 645,000 criminals overall. They're in our country. Nobody has any idea. They're from places unknown. Nobody knows who they are, what they are, but we know that we have over 600,000 people released into our country, along with the ones that you were talking about, the 21,000. But of them, 13,000, more than 13,000 are murderers. And some were on schedule to die. They were scheduled toward the death penalty. And we have them now nicely ensconced in our country. I'll tell you what, we have the worst president and the worst vice president in the history of America. That could happen, and just the concept of open borders doesn't make sense. You know, we built 500 miles of wall more, and we're going to add another 200, much more than I said I was going to do. And that's why we had the best numbers ever. Oh, the chart. So you know the chart? My favorite chart, Allie. My favorite piece of paper, my favorite chart. But we had a chart. Do you have something up here that can show? Oh, I love that. I love that chart. Oh, I love that chart. If I didn't look to the right, I wouldn't be going to Butler tomorrow. You know we're going to Butler tomorrow. I didn't look over. So, no, but if you look at the chart, at the arrow on the bottom, that shows the lowest number in the history of our country. That was the day I left office. And these clowns took over, and what they've done to our country, between that and so many other things, what they've done to our country. But, you know, I view inflation was the worst we've ever had, I think. They say, oh, it was only in 48 years. One of the fake news back there, they corrected me one time. They said, no, 48 years. Oh, okay. But it wasn't. I believe it was the worst that we've ever had. And that's been one of the big problems. But to me, and I know you talk about the bad economy, you talk about all of the costs, and the costs are so bad. To me, the worst is the border. Because it's like, what they're doing is they're destroying our country. And it's not easy. We're going to get them out. We're going to have the largest deportation in history. I'm not proud to say that either. And we're going to get, Anna, we're going to get the criminals out. We're going to start with the worst of them. We're going to get them out. And you know who's going to help us? Local law enforcement. And you know, very simply, we have a little thing called MAGA. Everybody here knows MAGA. It's called Make America Great Again. That's what we're doing. Thank you. Really good question. Thank you.
You know, Mr. President, to your credit too, I think that's largely why you've actually outpaced every other candidate for president.
He never
with the
answered
support
the
of
question
Hispanic
either.
American community,
She
because
said when.
it's not just a race thing. We all want border security. So thank you,
We
Mr.
know you
It's an
do.
President.
incredible community that we, I don't know, it's
And
just
he's
very
so
energetic, you know that, right? It's energetic. And they're very entrepreneurial and they love our country. And